I believe that creativity is the primary catalyst for change and innovation, no matter who you are or what industry you're in. As individuals tap into their creativity, they have the power to access life changing breakthroughs, not only for themselves, but organizations, philosophies, paradigms, institutions, industries, and even the world as we know it can be changed as well. Today, I'm going to speak to you about discovering what I like to call your creative equation. I'll show you how to tap into your deepest authenticity and your highest sense of self. I'll show you how to uncover inspiration all around you. And last, I'll show you how to confidently share your unique creative expression with the world. Whether on stage, on screen, in rehearsal studios, or simply typing a caption on social media, creativity has always come naturally to me. But it took me almost 3 decades to lean into the unique way that I see and experience the world. Leaning into that allowed me to identify inspiration all around me and share my unique creative expression freely. In my career in entertainment, I've worked as a choreographer, a creative director, a singer, an actor, and a teaching artist. I've been blessed to instruct students in New Zealand, Germany, and Russia. I've choreographed for the BET Awards, the Billboard Awards, and the VMAs. I've even performed my original music across the country. But before I take you to international stages, I want to take you back to where it all began, at home. My parents met at Talladega College, got married shortly after, and gave birth to 4 beautiful children who all came out of the womb singing on pitch. As the oldest of the 4, I spearheaded our living room productions. My brother Vaughn and I, we're going to find it. We almost there. There you go, there you go. But did you get the picture? Did you get the picture? There you go, there you go. My brother Vaughn and I would dance and sing around the living room for anybody who would listen. When my sister Aisha was born, she did her best to keep up. And when my baby sister Adriana was born, the Fantastic Four were complete. We all had dreams of becoming performers when we grew up. For myself, Aisha, and Adriana, those dreams would come true. Aisha is making history on Broadway, and Adriana is a brilliant R&B starlet. But for Vaughn, those dreams were cut short one fateful night in 2008. Vaughn and I were born 15 months apart, and we shared a bedroom our entire childhood. We were also roommates in an apartment in downtown Atlanta when he passed 4 days before my 23rd birthday. Vaughn was shot while attempting to rob a convenience store, and his friends, his accomplices, left him at the hospital for dead. I got the call shortly after I had finished rehearsals for the Bronner Brothers hair show, and a friend of mine drove me across town to meet my parents at the hospital. We stayed there all night praying for the best possible outcome. But around 6 a.m., the doctors called my parents and I into a conference room to let us know that there was nothing else that they could do. Vaughn died July 26, 2008, at only 21 years old. The night Vaughn died, I performed. For years, I heard the phrase, "the show must go on," and it was all that I knew to do. 2 days later, I recorded my first attempt at a live album with my band 230. We had been working on this project for almost 3 years, and it was also the celebration of my 23rd birthday. I managed to make it through the performance, but the live album was never released. That weekend, my sisters and I led praise and worship at Vaughn's funeral, but after that, I was depleted. My brother, my best friend, was gone. My heart was broken. I didn't want to sing anymore because, honestly, I didn't understand the concept of survivor's remorse then. But I knew that I didn't want to sing. I just wanted to hide. I wanted to fall into the shadows of my grief. And so I petitioned God for grace and mercy in fear that I would lose my gift if I didn't use it. I promised God that I would return to music in 7 years. And I went behind the scenes, committing my time and energy solely to choreography and creative direction. I thought that God and I had a solid deal. I thought that we were on the same page. But 3 months after Vaughn's passing, I was cast on my first reality show. I ended up appearing on Bratz and Family Values, multiple seasons of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and on Candy Burris' artist development spin-off show, The Candy Factory. I thought I was hiding. I thought that I wouldn't be seen. And with absolutely no intention of exposure, these opportunities catapulted my career in a way that I never imagined, bringing my likeness and my work into the living rooms of millions. So if you're tracking with me, in 2008, I stopped singing to focus on choreography. I stopped singing to focus on choreography and creative direction. In 2015, I turned 30 and I returned to music. I was working part-time gigs here and there while experimenting with my sound, trying to find something that resonated with me. And by 2019, everything had come full circle. I was teaching in Russia and choreographing national tours at the same time as I was recording a single and working on solo performances. I was finally in a place where I was working in all of my areas of expertise simultaneously, but my soul wasn't satisfied. In October of 2019, I was searching for the name of my next EP. Just going through the tunnels of my soul, trying to unearth the person behind the performance. Nothing felt honest or organic. So I set out on a journey with these 3 questions as my compass. Number 1, who am I? Number 2, what inspires me? And number 3, what does my unique truth and talent manifest? To answer the first question, I went back to Sunday school at my childhood church. It was one of the first places that I endured ridicule, but also the place where a seed of unyielding spiritual fortitude was planted. I still remember the first time I heard Psalm 139:14. You know it. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. That scripture saved me from drowning in a sea of outside opinions. It also rescued me from the negative words and self-talk that I inflicted upon myself. Accepting myself as both black and queer has been a journey, one that I still traverse today. By the age of 9, I was accustomed to hearing the words faggot and sissy being used to label my natural expression. I was taunted at school, at church, and sometimes even at home, but I knew that those words were limited by a lack of imagination and kindness. Dogma, doctrine, and damnation have muddied my sense of self for as long as I could remember. But at that moment, the same Bible weaponized to create my oppression gave me the mantra to facilitate my freedom. I would like to do an exercise, if you don't mind. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and release. Now ask yourself quietly, who am I? And listen closely to how your soul responds. What experiences in your life affirm that inner knowing? What experiences in your life deny that inner knowing? You can open them. When we ask ourselves, who am I? The answer reveals our identity. Identity is the first variable of the creative equation. Psalms 139:14 reminds me that at my core, I am a man created in God's image. But that term doesn't just apply to my gender identity. It is also a testimony to my maturity. It's a testimony to the fact that in all the things that I went through and all the words that were said, I never lost who I was. I always held on to that inner knowing, and the wisdom that I gathered along the way produced the person that you see in front of you today. No matter who you are or where you exist on the spectrum of gender and sexual identity, you are here on purpose and for a purpose. In spite of all the trauma that you have experienced and all the scars that you still carry, you are not a mistake. Acknowledgement and acceptance of your identity is the first step to discovering your creative equation. Now, when I asked myself what inspires me, I went back to Brookview Elementary School. In third grade, I wrote a song about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for my school's Black History Month program. I was so excited about this opportunity. Ah, three lovely ladies from my class were my background singers, and I taught them all the notes, lyrics, and choreography. I mean, I was meticulous about every part of this performance. I was particularly adamant about their wardrobe. You see, I wanted the ladies, you hear me, yep. I wanted the ladies to wear black leotards with kente cloth wrapped around their waist as a wrap skirt, and barefoot. They had to be barefoot, okay? However, my teacher and I didn't quite see eye to eye on one small detail. You see, bare legs and short skirts were against the school's dress code policy. But for me, I just wanted the performance to be as authentically and unapologetically black as possible. And up until that point in my life, I had never seen any women walking around Africa with tights under their wrap skirts. So for me, it was a hard no. You know, after a heated negotiation, my adult teacher and my third grade self came to a compromise. The ladies would wear the leotards and they would have the wrap skirt wrapped around their waist, but they would also wear tights. However, the tights would be footless. Right, because the ladies had to be what? There you go. You're tracking with me. You're tracking with me, and I like it when you're tracking with me. That performance was incredible, and it left a lasting impression on my creative mind. When I ask myself what inspires me, my inspiration is revealed. And inspiration is the second variable of the creative equation. For me, my inspiration are the muses in my life. In Greek and Roman mythology, the muses are 9 goddesses who preside over the arts and sciences. But in modern times, the term is used to describe a person or personified force who is the source of inspiration for a creative artist. From my third grade background singers to Grammy Award winners Jennifer Hudson and Candy Burris, I've always been inspired by the strength, intelligence, and grace of black women. You could clap. There she go. All right. There she go. All right. I wouldn't be alive without black women. And I mean that literally and figuratively. I would not be alive without black women. And the art that I create is a token of gratitude to their immense glory. Yeah. Now, once I tapped into my identity and my inspiration, I had one last question left. What does my unique truth and talent manifest? I had to find the sum of the creative equation. You see, in mathematics, the sum is the total amount resulting from the addition of 2 or more items, numbers, or amounts. But what is the sum of the creative equation? The answer? I'm gonna keep. The answer is innovation. Who you are and what inspires you melts together to create a distinctive key. That key is innovation. And no matter how small that innovation may seem, I want you to trust that it has the power to open the door to culture-shifting revolution. Your innovation might be introducing fresh ideas into the boardroom, bringing inclusive and accessible tools into the classroom, or even galvanizing community efforts to dismantle stigma, phobia, and bias. But one thing is for certain: innovation is limitless, and you have the same access to it as I do. Now, at the end of my quest, I discovered that the creative equation is identity plus inspiration equals innovation. But that's only a template. It's up to you and me to determine the value of each variable. Now, my personal creative equation is man plus muse equals magic. And for me, that magic generates freedom. Freedom, I'm gonna get you. Freedom to honor the Black queer ancestors who did not have an opportunity to exist freely in this space and others. Freedom to create space for Black youth to exist without fear or reservation. Freedom to empower Black women on stage, on screen, and behind the scenes, humbly offering my privilege and platform as fuel for their creative pursuits. I hope that you tap into your own creative equation and use the innovation to facilitate freedom in the spaces that you occupy. Freedom to live, freedom to love, and freedom to dance. Hey, y'all feel like dancing? Yeah! All right. This is the last song that I wrote for my EP. It was in the middle of the pandemic, and I was inspired by the joy of dating someone new. My sisters and I were staying back with my parents during quarantine, and I found myself back in my childhood home. Back where Vaughn and I used to dance and sing for visiting family and friends, back to where it all began. That moment fostered vital conversations and moments for my family and I that I believe gave us another level of healing. That healing allowed me to love myself deeper, love my family deeper, and attract a partner who wasn't afraid of that depth. We all go through traumatic experiences in our lives that seek to stop us in our tracks. They paralyze us, and we grow to believe that that paralysis is somehow honorable. You see, I thought that stopping music to grieve Vaughn was honorable, but in my period of returning home, I realized that my art is connected to my healing and my purpose. That realization turned my mourning into dancing, and my grief became a groove. No matter what you experience in life, I pray that you never stop grooving. Take a break if you must, but please, never stop grooving. I mean, y'all been sitting down for a long time, and you've been talking to me, and I appreciate it, but go ahead and stand up. Get some blood going in your legs, because we about to break it down right here. Hey, I don't know if I could say that you're mine, or say we're together, but it's been some time, and we've been talking or whatever, and I like how it's going. I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I'm floating. Whenever you're around, tell me, yeah. Yeah. So I don't look like a fool. I'm willing, yeah, to risk it all. If you catch me when I fall, world keep on moving, yeah. Just keep on grooving, world keep on moving, yeah. Just keep on grooving. I see you back there. Hey, everybody got problems. Everybody got pain, yeah. But when I'm rocking to the beat with you, baby, all the clouds fade away. Oh, two-step, turn around, drop it low for me. Left, right, smooth it out for me. You the one that I want and I need for me. You can have it all, baby, just tell me, yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. So I done. Oh, no. Oh, 'cause I'm willing, babe. I'm willing, baby. Hey. Ooh. Hey, yeah. World keep moving, babe. World keep on moving, baby. Just keep grooving, baby. Just keep on grooving, baby. World keep moving, babe. Oh, well, keep on moving, baby. Yeah, yeah. I need y'all to sing. Listen. I say, world keep moving, babe. World keep on moving, babe. You say, yeah. Yeah, just keep grooving, baby. Just keep on grooving, babe. Sing. Yeah. First, I want to take a moment to thank the muses, Courtney, Lay, and Candace for joining me in this performance. I want to thank all of you for sharing space with me tonight. I want to thank you for your patience. I want to thank you for your curiosity. And I want to urge you to remember that you deserve to live, you deserve to love, and you deserve to dance. So no matter what, keep grooving. Thank you.